Hello and welcome to this short introduction video to South Africa. We're looking forward to your trip down here, and we thought we'd just share a few things with you before you come to help you know what to expect. So let's talk first about language. There are lots of languages in South Africa. The majority of the people here speak either Zulu or Xhosa or one of the other native languages, but since you'll be speaking English, we thought we'd talk first of all about South African English. It's kind of like British or Australian. It has some similarities, but it's not quite the same. The British drop consonants in the middle of words. For example, they say butter instead of butter. Africans, on the other hand, distinctly pronounce all of their consonants. In fact, if you want to be properly understood, the most effective thing you can do is just speak slowly and pronounce each word distinctly. So instead of running all your words together and dropping out consonants and syllables, try to distinctly pronounce each word clearly, and you'll be understood. So let's talk about pronunciation for a minute. So let's talk about how they conjugate verbs. So the verb to pay, for example, we would say pay, pays, and paid for the past tense. So the way they would conjugate say in the same way, in a regular way. So they would say, says, not says like we say, and said, not said like we would say. So say, says, and said. Good rhymes with food. They don't say good like we do, they say good, rhyming with food. It's good food. One of the few irregular pronunciation rules is that they drop the final R. The final R in a word is silent. So you would say number 4, not number 4, but number 4. But an R at the beginning of the word is hard or even trilled. So, for example, you would say Richmond. As you would expect from South Africa's history with Great Britain, it uses British spelling of some words. For example, organization with an S instead of Z, color and savior with the OU. They also use some Old English words. Some of my favorites is learnt for the past tense of learn, and timeously for timely. So let's look at some idioms. Here are a few common idioms to help you understand what is said. You may hear them say, are you sorted? Which means, do you have it figured out? Or are you organized? Do you have something accomplished? You may also hear, I'll do it now, I'll do it just now, or I'll do it now. All of these mean, I'll do it sometime in the future, but not right now. You don't line up in a line in South Africa, you queue up in a queue. Unless you're at the airport where they have these rails where you weave back and forth, and then that's called a maze. So then you queue up in the maze. In South Africa, you're not on a mission, you're on mission. And you're not in a hospital, you're in hospital. South Africa, an elevator is called a lift. And the street level is called ground or floor 0. The first floor is the first level above ground. You don't turn off a water faucet, you close it. So you would close a tap or close a faucet. At a fast food restaurant, after you place your order at the counter, there would be a separate counter where you collect your order, and takeout is called takeaway. So you would collect your takeaway order. Items in a store are never on sale, but they may be on promotion or on special. Now let's talk a little bit about driving in South Africa. In South Africa, you drive on the left. Their system of mass transportation consists of small minivans called combis or taxis. They drive predefined routes like a bus, but they stop anywhere. to pick up or drop off passengers. You've got to watch out for combis. The unwritten rule of law is that they don't have to obey any of the traffic laws. Traffic lights are called robots, and you can't turn left on a red light. In half the intersections you come to, the robots will be out because of the electricity being out, so you treat them as a four-way stop. Unless, of course, you're a combi, and then they just drive through. So you give them the right-of-way, and then you take proper turns with the rest of the traffic. You will see pedestrians everywhere, even on the freeways. Pedestrians don't have the legal right-of-way, so they cross a lane or two, and then wait for the cars to pass, and then finish crossing the street. Honking is called hooting. So you don't honk at someone, you hoot at them. If you park illegally, your car could be clamped. Now let's talk about food for a minute. When ordering water in a restaurant, for example, you'll need to specify which kind of water you want. Still water is regular spring water, and sparkling is carbonated. When ordering a steak at a restaurant, you would order a fillet. It's not pronounced filet, it's pronounced fillet. If you want French fries, you order chips. And if you want potato chips, you order crisps. In a restaurant, ask for a serviette, not a napkin. Here, a napkin is a baby diaper. But what you would use at a restaurant is a serviette. Now let's look at some fun facts about Africa. Africa is, it's a pretty large continent. It spans all four hemispheres, the north, south, east, and west hemispheres. And it is the world's second longest and second most populous continent after Asia. The continent of Africa covers 6% of the Earth's total surface area and 20% of its total land area. It has a population of 1.4 billion people, and it is made up of 54 countries, the largest country being Algeria. The Church's Africa South area has about 2/3 of the population of the U.S. We have 221 million people. We also have about 2/3, it's also about 2/3 the size of the USA in land size. These are the countries that are part of the Church's Africa South area. There's a total population of 215 million people in 17 countries, and we have 129,000 members. The church only has a presence in 13 of these 17 countries. We've got 38 stakes now. We just formed one 2 weeks ago. We've got 26 districts, 11 missions, and that will become 12 missions on July 1st. We have 2 operating temples, one in Johannesburg and one in Durban, and we have 4 more temples announced. The country of South Africa itself is about twice the size of Texas. So, welcome to South Africa, and we look forward to seeing you.